What did Lewis Hamilton reveal after Monza that sent shockwaves through Ferrari's Maranello headquarters? How did a sixth-place finish become more significant than some race victories in Ferrari's recent history? And why are insiders claiming that Hamilton's 8-word confession after the Italian Grand Prix has completely transformed Ferrari's championship strategy for the remainder of the season? The story I'm about to tell you goes far beyond grid penalties and points. This is about the exact moment a 7-time world champion stopped fighting his Ferrari and started commanding it, and the explosive revelation that followed. Lewis Hamilton arrived at Monza carrying the weight of a brutal summer. Hungary had been a disaster. Spa was even worse. The narrative surrounding his Ferrari debut had become increasingly toxic. Was the king of Formula One losing his edge, or was Ferrari's gamble the biggest mistake in recent memory? The Italian Grand Prix weekend began predictably. Another penalty dropped Hamilton to 10th on the grid. Another weekend where his adaptation struggles would dominate headlines. The Tifosi packed into Monza, desperate for any sign that their hero could deliver. But few expected what was about to unfold. From the moment the lights went out, something was different. Hamilton didn't just survive the opening chaos, he thrived in it. According to race reports, he carved his way back into the points with precision, timing every move perfectly, overtaking with confidence. Each pass was calculated, each opportunity maximized. The SF-25 wasn't the rebellious machine it had been all season. Suddenly, it was responding to Hamilton's commands like a finely tuned instrument. The grandstands erupted with every overtake. The sound of his name rolled down the straights as flags waved frantically above the sea of red. For the first time since joining Ferrari, Hamilton looked like the champion the Tifosi remembered, not fighting the car, but bending it to his will. But what happened after the checkered flag would prove far more significant than the drive itself. Hamilton's immediate post-race radio transmission seemed routine at first. "Great job today, guys. I'm grateful for the push. Sorry I couldn't get further up." Classic Hamilton humility, the kind of message we've heard countless times before. But those who knew Hamilton well detected something different in his voice. This wasn't the diplomatic frustration that had characterized his early Ferrari communications. This wasn't the carefully measured tone of a driver making the best of a difficult situation. There was pride there, satisfaction, and most tellingly, there was confidence. The real bombshell came when Hamilton stepped out of the car. What he revealed in those crucial post-race moments would completely reshape the narrative around his Ferrari journey and send shockwaves through the paddock. "I definitely felt on top of the car today," Hamilton declared. "I was really happy with it. The overtaking was great after the penalty." For anyone following Hamilton's Ferrari saga, these words represented a seismic shift. For months, the Briton had been diplomatically describing his struggles with the SF-25's unique characteristics. The car had been a puzzle he couldn't solve, fighting him at every turn. His performances before the summer break had been particularly brutal. Lapped at Hungary, knocked out in Q1 at Spa, looking every inch a driver battling equipment that refused to cooperate. Hamilton's revelation about feeling on top of the SF-25 wasn't just about one good afternoon. He specifically said this was the first time in a long while he'd felt completely in control of the Ferrari. This wasn't gradual improvement. This was a breakthrough moment where months of frustration suddenly crystallized into understanding. The timing made it even more powerful. At Monza, Ferrari's cathedral, in front of the most passionate fans in motorsport, Hamilton had finally cracked the code that had been eluding him since his debut in red. But the technical breakthrough was only part of the story. Hamilton's description of the Tifosi experience revealed something deeper about his emotional transformation at Ferrari. He said he could barely find the words to capture what it felt like racing at Monza, describing how, from the first corner, from the very moment he left the garage, he saw nothing but red. This is Lewis Hamilton we're talking about. A driver who has experienced every form of motorsport passion imaginable. Silverstone's patriotic fervor, Brazil's carnival atmosphere, Monaco's glamorous intensity. Yet, Monza had given him something unique. He compared the energy to Brazilian football, explaining how the Tifosi's passion was fueling his drive rather than adding pressure. Expert analysis immediately picked up on this emotional shift. Karun Chandhok compared Hamilton's Monza performance to his supernatural abilities at Silverstone, likening him to Nigel Mansell, a man famous for using the energy of the crowd to elevate his performance. At Monza, Hamilton had rediscovered that crowd-fed magic that had defined so many of his greatest drives. Hamilton's breakthrough wasn't just emotional, it was backed by concrete technical progress that had been months in the making. According to detailed race analysis, Hamilton had worked intensively with his engineering team since the summer break to find new setups, to adjust brake balance, to reshape his driving style to suit the SF25's character. The proof was written in the data. Hamilton qualified within a tenth of Leclerc, then matched his teammates' pace during crucial parts of the race. For a driver who had looked completely lost in the Ferrari just weeks earlier, this represented a quantum leap in performance. But here's the detail that makes this technical breakthrough so significant. Hamilton specifically mentioned his pride in how consistent his laps had been at Monza and how the car was finally responding. This suggests Ferrari's development direction is finally aligning with Hamilton's driving philosophy after months of compromise. The consistency was key. It's one thing to find speed for a single lap or a brief stint. It's entirely different to maintain that connection throughout an entire Grand Prix distance while executing complex overtaking maneuvers under pressure. Hamilton's post-Monza transformation revealed something that could reshape Ferrari's entire championship approach. His comments weren't just about past performance. They were loaded with future implications that have Ferrari insiders buzzing with excitement. While sixth place isn't the fairy tale the Tifosi dream of, Hamilton said, it shows that the fairy tale is still possible. This wasn't diplomatic politeness. This was a 7-time world champion, speaking with the conviction of someone who genuinely believes he can lead Ferrari back to championship contention. Hamilton specifically mentioned using this as a springboard and carrying this momentum into the next rounds. He talked about proving that Ferrari can compete again and emphasized that the belief inside the garage is growing with each passing race. For Ferrari, this represents validation of their biggest gamble in recent memory. They didn't just sign Hamilton for his raw talent, they signed him for his championship mentality and his proven ability to elevate entire organizations during crucial moments. His words after Monza suggest that transformation process is finally beginning to take hold. The broader implications are staggering. If Hamilton has genuinely solved his adaptation issues with the SF25, Ferrari suddenly possesses a weapon they haven't had in years. A driver capable of maximizing every opportunity while inspiring everyone around him to raise their game. Hamilton's Monza confession revealed something that could completely alter the championship narrative for the remainder of the season. His admission that he now feels more connected to the team with each passing race, and that his connection with the fans is only making him more determined to succeed, suggests we're witnessing the birth of something special. This wasn't just a driver making peace with difficult machinery. This was a champion declaring that he's found his place in Ferrari's unique ecosystem and is ready to lead them forward. According to his own analysis, Hamilton said he sees the progress and feels the improvements, declaring himself excited about the battles to come. The psychological shift is perhaps more important than the technical gains. For months, Hamilton had been fighting on two fronts, battling the car's characteristics while trying to integrate into Ferrari's complex culture. Monza proved the evidence suggests Ferrari finally has their champion, speaking with championship conviction rather than diplomatic patience. Hamilton's declaration that he feels good in the car and is ready to fight represents the kind of statement the Tifosi have been waiting to hear since he first signed with Ferrari. Looking ahead, Hamilton acknowledged the challenges remain immense. The penalties, strategy mistakes, and sheer competitive strength of McLaren and Red Bull mean Ferrari's path to championship contention won't be easy. But he sounded like a champion ready for battle, someone who has found his foundation and is prepared to build something special on it. Hamilton's breakthrough at Monza answers crucial questions about his adaptation, but raises others that could determine Ferrari's trajectory. Can this newfound harmony translate into consistent podium challenges? Will Hamilton's emotional connection to the Tifosi provide the extra motivation needed for sustained title fights? Most importantly, has Ferrari finally unlocked the championship caliber package they've been chasing for years? The fairy tale Hamilton mentioned after Monza might just be beginning. His confession wasn't just about one race, it was about a 7-time world champion finally feeling at home in red. And that could change everything for Ferrari's championship ambitions. As we head into the crucial final phase of the season, one thing is crystal clear. Lewis Hamilton's Monza revelation represents the moment everything clicked. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when Hamilton finds his rhythm, extraordinary things tend to follow.